So as part of the work process administration, we are discussing about the our SAP related work process, means family members. So dialogue, update, NQ, background, right? Up to background, we discussed job scheduling, jobs creations, all these things we have discussed. So how many types of job steps we have in SAP systems? So types of jobs, steps, types of job steps. Go ahead. So we have three types of job steps, right? Job steps, three types. Above program. Not sure what you guys are practiced, but above program, external command, so external, so program. There are three types of job steps are there. This is one of the important interview question they may ask you. So if you don't practice or if you don't know about this one, definitely they will reject you. So I'm telling, so these steps, types of job steps, job status, job startup conditions. So all these are very, very, very important. These three steps are very important, right? So types of job steps. When you go to the SM36, okay. So here you will create the one job here, right? In SM36, you will create the job, right? So 36, we have to create the job. So then 37, we have to monitor the job. 37, we have to monitor it, right? So that is what we have to do that one. So here, when you are doing from the 36 here, so you have to provide the all the details, right? All the details in the sense like, so what is the job name, process. So everything you have to do that one, right? Job name, job priority, job step, which job step you have to execute it. Job step is the very important in the SAP system. Either you have to execute the program name or external command or external programs, whatever you want to, you have to give that one. Go to the SM36 here. In the SM36, you have to provide the job name here, right? So then go to the job steps here. So in the job step name, you have to define the which program you are going to execute it, which program you want to go, you are going to execute it. That program name you have to provide it. There are three types of programs: above program, external command, external programs. Three types of job steps are there. So you have to provide the this job steps here. So once you've done it, just click on the back button here. Okay, give the startup conditions. So how many types of startup conditions we have, right? So here you can see scheduled. So we have the immediate. Suppose you want to run the job immediately, you can use the immediate option. You want to do some date and time, you have to give it, you can use the date and time. So after job, after event, whatever you want to give, you can give it. If suppose immediate, you want to run the job immediate, just select the immediate. So you want to give any restrictions, periodic values, you can give it. Maybe daily once you want to run this job, or every day once you have to run the job. We go to, so how many months, how many years, weeks you have to run it, all these things you can provide it. Whatever you want to give it depends upon the job. So daily I want to run the job at the same time. Then I selected the periodic values. Then click on the save button here, right? Click on the save, so that the job is released status. So when your job creating, the job is scheduled status, right? So when you are assigning the timelines, that will go to the released status. Then immediately that will be go to the ready. Then immediately that will be cancelled or finished status, right? Job status and job startup conditions. Job status and job startup conditions. These three are very important for the background jobs perspective. These three are very important. Okay. So I hope you guys are practicing, and some of the already practiced this job. Why? Because it's a very important topic. Job background job administration is the one of the interview point of time. They may ask you the questions. The scope is to ask the questions in this area. job status, steps, startup conditions, and everything. So here you need to concentrating on the interview point of time as well as the practice thing also. Okay. So this is the jobs, background jobs. Okay. So what about the message server? Right. The next one is the message server. So message server means, so the transaction code is called the SMMS is the transaction code for the message server. So here we will check only whether the message server is up and running or not. We will check it. Go to the SMMS, check whether the message server is up and running or not. So where this message server is exist, where it will be up and running in the system, where the message server is available.
ASCS systems.
ASCS instance, this is available, right? So you can see
Yes, yes.
the message server is running on the, so here in this post it is running, it is giving, which means the message server is running. We have the 2 app servers are available. You can see the 2 application servers are available. Our guys are installed the one more application server on the same host with instance number 06. They have installed it. 2 application servers are installed. You can see here, right? So the message server is running on ASC. Under this message server, under this ASC instance, these 2 are running here. Under these 2 are running under your ASCS instance. These 2 are running in the systems. Okay, that is the ASCS instance where the message server is running on. If the message server is not running, then immediately you will disconnect from the SAP system. SAP will be down. So SAP is not running means you need to check the connectivity with your message server also. Connectivity with your message server and NQ server. So if those are up and running and it is connecting, then you will be able to log into your SAP system. You are working, right? So who is the first work process? It will take the user request. What is the work process? Which work process it will take the user request? The first, when you are logging to the SAP system.
Dialog work process.
Right. Yeah. So dispatcher will take it and will assign to the dialog work process. So here dispatcher is not the work process. Dispatcher is the one of the process. Okay. So maybe if you tell like dispatcher to dialog work process, that is also fine. The answer is correct, right? So dialog work process, the dispatcher will take and assign to the dialog work process. Okay. So that is what happening in the system, right? So let's log in, discuss about the, okay. So let's just log in and discuss about the message server, right? The message server is transaction code is the SMMS. So message server responsibility is not only, it will also distribute the load, okay? Distribute the load to, means load balancing, distribute the load to available. So distribute the load to the available application servers. Why? Because under the message server only, so you have the, suppose you see the, so here this is the presentation layer, this is the SAP layer, then we have the database layer, right? In the SAP presentation, in the SAP first, in the application layer, you have the ASCS instance, then you have the application server, right? At the same time, we have installed the one more application server also, we have installed it. So when you have the 2 application servers, we have to connect through your message server, ASCS instance. We have to connect our SAP logon pads to that ASCS application server. We have to connect it so that whenever the users log in here, message server will take and will check which application server has less load, either this one or this one. With this one, then it will assign your request to this application server. And one more user is connecting, then it will assign to this application server. This is the way. If you have more than one application server, then your user request will be assigned to the respective application server. The user request will be assigned to the respective application server. It will be assigned to the respective application server level. It will assign it. Okay, that is what we have to do in the system. Okay, this is the message server. Message server, it's not only monitoring the application server, it's responsible to distribute the load to the available app servers, available application server. It will distribute the load when you are connecting from message server. So if you are directly connecting to the application server, then dispatcher will take it here. Directly dispatcher will take, and the dispatcher will assign to the your dialog work process, right? When you are directly, your logon pad is directly connecting to the application server. So we have the one more option to connect with the ASCS instance. You can also connect with the ASCS instance also. So in this case, the message server will take care of your request, will distribute the load to this among the application server. With respect to the among the application server, it will distribute the load. So two ways our logon pads we can map it. Either SAP logon pad, so either direct application server, or we can do this one, right? So here, when you are connecting the SAP logon pad, click on the create button, connection, right? This is the way you are adding to the all your SAP systems into the here. Here you can see custom application server, means directly you are connecting to the application server. Not apart from that, you have the connection type is the group server selection. In this case, you need to define the message server details. You have to define it here. Message server details, you have to define it, so that all app servers which are connecting to message server. So why? Because here you have the two application servers. This is the app server 1. This is the app server 2. You are connecting from here means this message server is the responsibility to distribute the load, right? So distribute the load, user request, which you will distribute to the respective application servers, so that whenever you are connecting, so it will distribute the load here. So if this is down, then if this application server is down, even though you can log into the SAP system, because of your request will be assigned to this application server. If this is down, the request will be assigned to this one. So like that, the users will not face any disconnection issues. Even one is down, another one is there, they can log into they can log into the other application server. If you have the more than one application server is exist. So the more than one application server is exist, you need to use the message server only. You need to use the message server to log in with the group application server, which means message server. So for this one, what you have to do here? For this one, what you have to do here to configure the entries here? The first of all, the groups you have to define it here. The groups you have to configure in the system. So where we have to define the groups? So groups we have to define in the Smlg is the transaction code to create the logon groups. Logon groups. Why? Because message server will work based upon the logon groups. Logon groups. Logon groups means here we have to define it. Which users has to connect on the which application servers. Which user has to connect in the which application servers. Here, just click on the create the group. Group we have to create it here. We have the two application servers. There are no groups, means there is no use of connecting to the message server. Why? Because message server will work based upon the group. Suppose India group. So which means all India users should log into all these two application servers, right? Like that, I'm segregating the users here. All India users should connect to this group. Suppose like one more group we have, that is called the same India group only. I'm assigning to the one more application server. One more application server. You have the two application servers we are assigning here. Which means you are creating the groups. You are creating the groups so that message server will distribute the load. So based upon the groups, message server will distribute the load based upon the groups. It will distribute the load. Message server will distribute the load based upon the groups. Two groups I created. One group I created. And also you can create the public group. All the public users will log in with that group. Like that, you can create the public group also. You can create it. So like that, I'm create multiple groups we can create in the system, so that the different countries, different region people, they will log in with based upon the groups. So some issues are happening. What we can do? We can remove the groups, so that if you remove the group from application server, the users cannot log in here. Suppose example, if you see here, I'm going to the SAP level. I'm going to the SAP on SAP GUI. Here, just I'm connecting through the group server selection. This is then SAP dev groups. Suppose groups wise I'm connecting here. So SID here to put like dev, then message server details here. SAP Windows 1, and here you need to put the message server details here. Message server port number you have to put it here. So suppose if you don't know the port
Sir,
number,
sorry to disturb you. Excuse me.
yes,
Sir, can you please repeat it again?
okay. So we are discussing about the message server, right? So what is the use of the message server means? Message server will distribute the load. Message server will distribute the load to the kind of manager. Message server is the manager. Manager will distribute the load to the respective application servers. Respective application server, it will distribute the load. Respective application servers. We have more than one application server, right? Then how this application servers will get the user's request load? So message server will send the load to this application servers. So to connect the message server directly, normally now what we are doing, we are directly connecting to the application server. We are directly connecting to the application servers, right? That is what we are doing here directly in your logon pad. So if you open your logon pad, so you are using the custom application server, means custom application server means directly you are connecting to the application server. So that SAP SID, your application server instance number, your application server name, you are giving here in the logon pad. You are giving this in the your logon pad. Then you are saving. Then you are connecting to the respective application server. Application server means we have the two application servers in the here in the development environment. We have the two application server, right? One is the application server number 02, and the second one is the, so here one of the 06. Two application servers are there here, right? So 06 and 02. 206 are available here. So who will, why? Because here two are available. If you are connecting, all are connecting to the two application servers, then what is the use of the installing the, by adding the additional application server, right? There is no usage of the additional application server. Why you introduced the additional application server means to take the some load, some burden, some load from the your another colleague, means another application server. Because of this reason only you are hired here. Then but you are not doing anything, you are sitting idle, means all the load is taken care by this one. Suddenly this person, this guy is down, then and all users will not connect to the SAP systems, right? So that equally, so that what we have to do here, the two persons are there here, two guys are there, the manager will distribute the load to these two persons. Who is the manager here? Message server. So message server is the here the manager here, so that this message server will distribute the load to the among these two application servers. It will distribute the load here, right? So whenever if the one person is off sick for that day, if this person is off and you have the one more person is live, then the load will be assigned to the this person here, right? So that in this way, so you have the, there is no downtime, there is no disconnections, and nothing will happen. Why? Because even though the one application server is down, then you have the one more application server is active. Users can still log into the application servers. That is what main motive is. When you are connecting through message server, logon groups, the message server will distribute the load, based upon the groups, will distribute the load. So from users are logging, right? That is the load. The load will be distributed among the application server. So who will distribute means here message server. But the message server directly, so simply it won't distribute the load. So based upon the groups which you are creating in the, so in the SMLG, we have to create the login groups wise we have to log in. So hundreds of people are logging means, so each person belongs to the which group. So few people are from India, few people are from China, few people are from UK, are logging to the SAP system. They are doing the work, right? So we need some order, right? So that is the reason groups we have to create it in the SAP SMLG is the transaction code. There we have to create the groups, we have to create it. Same as like you went to the SMLG transaction code, SMLG transaction code, I have defined the some groups here. So India users, like that, public users, they have to connect these two application servers. India users, you have to connect from these two application servers. Suppose if I remove one assignment here, if I remove the assignment here, so that what will happen? So public users will only connect to the 02 application server. Why? Because here only for public group, only one app server is configured. So that the public users will only connect to this users only. Suppose let me see how to configure these entries in the logon pad. Right? In the logon pad, you have the connection type is the group server selection and application server selection. So group server selection means through groups, the message server will distribute the load to the respective application server. It will distribute the load here. Respective application server, it will distribute the load to the respective application server. Right? This is the way we have to connect it. Same as like I am configuring the details here in the SAP logon pad, right? 3603, that is the application message server instance number. So I put it here, then click on the groups. Through groups, they have to connect it, right? Just click on the groups here. Through groups, they have to connect it, right? We just click it, it will connecting the data. This system is connecting to the message server. To message server, you will be routed to the through message server, and again dispatcher, then again you will go to the application server level. Like that, your request will be bypassing. Your request is getting bypassing here. Suppose example, if you see here, so this is the your presentation layer, right? So this is your application layer. This is your database. So database. So this is the your current scenario, right? This is your current scenario. You are directly connecting here this SAP application. This is the SAP application. Then this is the database. This is the your SAP logon pad. This is the GUI, right? So when you are connecting from GUI to SAP, you are directly connecting to the application server. Why? Because you don't have any other application server. You have the here one ASCS instance. Here you have the ASCS instance. Here you have the application server. Each application server you have the dispatcher, right? Dispatcher. You have done it. This is the current scenario. So which means you are directly connecting to the dispatcher. Dispatcher is assigning the request to the your dialog work process. Then dialog work process is connecting to the your database. This is the current scenario, current architecture, current scenario, current architecture. Right? This is the way. Right? SAP GUI, SAP application server, and a DB app server here. Database application server. This is the way. Right? So here GUI to your application server. This is the application server. What is our application server? 02 instance. 02 instance. So this is the 03, right? Why? Because if you see the SAP logon pad here, you have the 02 application server 02 and application server 03 is there. So I think last week, one of our guy installed the new application server. They have installed it to distribute the load. So that is the reason he installed the one more application server. That's why you see the 3 instead of all remaining all are having the 2. For here you are seeing the 3 means one more application server he installed. That guy has been installed here. So that when you are connecting through application server, so here you have the one more application server. Our guy is installed the one more application server. 06 is installed. 06 is installed. Right? 06 application server. So is installed. Instance number is the 06. Same host name 06 instance number with this instance number installed the one more it installed it. So both SID is same. This SID, this SID, this SID, this SID all are same. So what he did is he installed the new one, but but still users are connecting to the direct application server only. Then application server dialog work process is routing the request. This is what the data is going. This is what the data is going to the here, right? This is what the data is going to the like this. This data is moving to the application server level instance number like that. The data is going to the like this. This data is going here, right? Suppose you have to install the additional application server. Even though the requests all are routing to the this 02 application server only. Why? Because you have not added 06 into the logon groups here. You have not added 06 into the logon group and everything. So that is the reason the requests are not going to the 06. So when this request go to the 06 and 02, means when you installed the when you are connecting this your logon groups through message server, when you are connecting through logon groups from message server, so that this message server will route the request to the this application server and will route the request to the and this application server also will route it, right? Instead of directly you are connecting to the application server. So sometimes what happens, so if this is down, if this application server is completely down, you will not able to log into the SAP system, right? So this is down, but even though you have the one more application server, in that case the message server will distribute the load to the only this application server. In this way, even this is down, users will not face any issues while connecting to the 06 here. 06 here. So that is the reason we have the 06 application server and 02 app server here. Right? So this is the SAP logon pad. In the logon pad entry, we can directly, sorry, this is not logon pad. This is the message server and the NQ server. So this is the ASCS instance. Symbolically, it is the ASCS instance. When you are connecting to ASCS instance, the message server will distribute the load. When you are directly connecting to the app server, it will not distribute the load. Why? Because you are directly connecting to the here. So that if this is down, you will not log into the another SAP systems, right? That is what message server will do. So how the message server will distribute the load means based upon the message server will distribute the load based upon the groups, groups, right? So is it clear? Any questions?
No, sir. All clear.
Okay.
Yes.
Simple example. Simple example. Message server is the manager, your manager, right? Here are the two members here. Message server is your manager. Here are the two employees here, right? Two employees. So the client is directly assigning the request to you, then that is fine. But other person is free, is not assigning to this person, right? So client is directly assigning the work to you. Customer is directly assigning to you. So that it will be loaded, it will be fully loaded. In case you are off, in that case, then client will not assign any request to you, then that will impact even though that guy is free, so it will not assign your workload to him. So when the client is assigning the request through via your manager, right? In this case, manager knows, right? Manager means message server knows whether this one is free, either you are free or this guy is free, like that this manager knows. So that this message server will distribute the load to you or either this person. Why? Because here we have the two guys are there. One guy is busy, another guy is also having work. Both are okay. So that it will equally distribute the load among the application servers, right? Among these two guys, the request will be go to the either this person or this person. Even this guy is sick and is down, then all the work will assign it to this person only till this guy comes to online. So this person will come to the here. So that is the reason equally distributing the load. The client directly assigning to you, you are off, the client don't know whether you have one more person is available or not, then the client will die, right? Client means client will not assign any load to any other person. That will get delayed, the project get delayed. So that is the reason, if when you are assigning the request to message server manager, so that he will equally distribute the load. That is what the main. But to assign to the directly to the manager, so based upon the group, the manager will work based upon the group. The manager will go, so based upon the group, the manager will assign based upon the group here, right? So now how to configure through groups, how to configure your logon pad through groups, right? You can see here. So go to the new, then click on the next. Then here you just configure the group application server. Group means multiple application servers. Means through manager you are routing the request. So SAP dev through groups you are connecting here, right? But when you are assigning to groups, first of all these groups should be available in your system. Groups should be available. So which SMLG is the transaction code to create the group. Through these groups, suppose you are connecting to India groups, you are the India user, so that your India request will be assigned to the either any one of the work, process. Your India users will go to the either any one of the application server, he will go to the this one. Why? Because I'm assigning India users, please support these two application servers. Public users, please support only one application server. Then China users support only one application server. Like that, you have to define the groups here. Suppose China users will support only one group, that is the last group. But because China users are not much important for me, that is the reason I'm assigning the one small application server. So whoever logging from China, they will connect to this group and their request will go to only this 06 application server only. Who are connecting to India group, so those will connect to the either this one or this one. If this is down, and they will connect to the this application server. If this is down, they will connect to the this application server. So round robin method, right? Round robin method. So it will connect to the either any one of the application server here. Like that, I have created the groups. Then go to the your logon pad. Go to the logon pad. Then in the logon pad, groups. Then provide the SID. Then here application server message server details you have to give it here. So then 3603 something like that you have to put it, the port number you have to give it here. So message server name colon 3603. Just click on the groups, then the groups will be fetched from the, it is connecting to the message server. See the message, it is connecting to the message server. But 3603 is not the correct port number here. 3631 is there here. So through these groups, we are connecting to the respective application server. Through these groups, we are connecting to the application server level. So that is what we are discussing in the system 3631. So this is the way we can connect through groups, or we can also connect through app server also. Groups also we can connecting through app servers also we are connecting, right? When you are connecting through app server, if this is down, the person cannot log into the other application server, even though other application server is free. So if you are connecting through manager, so the manager knows, means message server knows who are not there, or who is having the load on the currently who is having the load, so that he will assign your load to the request to the other application server. It will assign the request to the other application server. This is the message server will follow like this. Message server will follow like this. See here, it is connected to the message server. Groups it is connecting here, right? So then finish it. So then groups wise you are connecting. When you are opening anywhere, either one of the application server, your request will be assigned to the either any one of the application server, your request will be assigned here. So either the 02 or 04, it will be assigned. So you are assigned. Why? Because you are connecting through groups message server. So that message server will allocate the request to the respective group only, the respective groups. Got it? Any confusion? Any questions here? Well, because some critical to understand this concept. That's fine.
Yeah, I have a question. So how do we map? I mean, if I'm a user, I can connect to any group, or how do we restrict user from connecting to any group?
So there is for their logon pad, we have to ask them. So depends upon the region, we have to ask the users to connect. So India users, we can connect through this group only. So like that, we have to provide these details to them. When
yeah, but users may connect. I mean, not what I'm trying to say that this is the control given to users to connect to multiple groups, but is that right thing to do? I mean, what I'm trying to suppose you tell me, Azmat, you use only this group. Today I may use this group. Tomorrow I may forget the group name. I may connect to different group, right?
Yeah, that is the reason. So in your laptops, it is not widerly, the access widerly, it's not given to the users. It will be restricted so that user will not get any change icon, any deletion item, nothing. So whenever the user provisioned, so automatically these groups will be allocated to the user. So the
Ah,
IT team, so they will restrict the admin access to your login pads and everything. Whenever you join organization, you will not get all the access, right? They will restrict the access for installing the softwares and everything. Same way, this logon pad entries also will be restricted to them. So that we have to inform, means our manager or they have to inform to the IT team saying that please restrict the change option, to this one. Why? Because here individually we are connecting to the local, the path of the configuration files we are connecting to local. So when you are giving to the users one central location, we have to put all these XML files in the central location. Central location, we have to put all these XML files. Suppose central location means, so our configuration files, all your login pad configuration files are available in the under this location. Under this location, the login pad configuration files are there here. Under this location, all these configuration files are there here. Right? How to restrict means here it is available. SAP UI landscape file, it is available here. Right? This is the configuration file. Whatever the entries are you are adding, this added here. What I will do here, I will create the one folder here, separate folder. So some XML file. So that, why? Because if we are changing the SID, one more SID you are installing, one more SID you are installing. So that, so each every time if you have to contact the users and please add this SAP system, your login pad means it's very difficult, right? Once the system is live, it's very difficult to change it. So that is the reason what we have to do here. We have to, all the configuration files, login pad related configuration files are available under so this group. So in the XML file. So that what I am doing here, I am giving only access to the, not the wider wise. I'm giving the only access to the only the few people, not the all the people in my laptop or everyone. Whoever want, you can give the access to them. So that you are sharing all these things, you are sharing to the all these things you are sharing to the persons, right? I have shared the SAP login pad here, right? / SAP Windows 1 XML file. So that what I will do here, what I will do here, my login pad entries are there here. You can see here, go to the SAP option. So this settings IT team can rule out. So this is the way we can control the all SAP login options. Go to the SAP options here. Then you see if you configure this entry in your login pad, SAP login options and control files, this entry. So you will get all these things. Anyone configured in your system? We'll test it now. Anyone configured? If you print out your system, please configure this entry. Share your screen. We'll test it now. Yeah. So they are the advantages of configuring this one. Why? Because you no need to maintain anything here. Your administrator of the company, he will maintain all the entries here. Open the login pad.
It's okay.
Okay. You are here, you don't have any entries, right, in your login pad. So no need to
Yes.
create, no need to create. Don't create manually. Close it.
Okay.
Just cancel it, this one. Cancel. Go to the settings, login pad settings, properties, options, just configuration files. The link which I provided, right? Paste in the path to configuration files, local path to configuration files. I pasted one link, right? one URL I pasted //
Yes, yes.
Windows 1 /XML. Just copy above, not there.
Here.
Yeah, here. Remove that one. That is your local. So
Yes, yes, sir.
we are making it as a global, so that every user they need to configure here. Just to save it, apply and save it. Not the select, just save it. Click on OK. One minute. Close, cancel it. Save it. Apply, save. Right. So now you are the user. You are newly joined in the organization. So your desktop entries, logon pad entries are already your IT team will configure it. So that now you open the SAP. Whenever you join the organization, when you open the SAP, all entries will be populated automatically. So the groups which you want to connect it, all entries are populated automatically. Now you all entries are populated automatically, right?
Yes.
So now what I can do, so there is some change happened in the group. I want to remove something here. Just go ahead and I'm deleting something. So I deleted something here. Okay. Now, so now close your login pad and open it. One entry will be missed now. Just open the login pad. Right now only 3. Did you do anything? Right? I'm an administrator. I done the changes in the one central location. It will be affected to the all the users. All the users. This is what. So you no need to do anything here. So even so you will not get anything to create it globally or locally. So globally also you can create it. I given the access for now for everyone. So you can create it, not a problem. But in the centralized location, I am maintaining the SAP logon option so that the users they won't get, even users don't know how to configure these entries also. So that is the reason we as a administrators we are maintaining the SAP logon pad entries in the one central location. So every user they can map to the, so the path link, the URL is there, right? Can you share once again that go to the logon options? Go to the logon options. Then so like that you need to configure the local configuration files, the path to local configuration file. If you configure this entry, so whatever I am doing the changes, it will be affected to your users also. I'm deleting. If I delete all will be deleted. If I delete, create one change, anything I do, so the entries will be changed. In your logon pad also it will be changed. How many users are there? It will be changed to the all the users automatically.
Okay.
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 Anyone, any questions on this one?
Sir, is it possible to know how many users are connected to particular group?
Yes, it's no. So let me share, go to, okay, let me share my screen. You can see my screen here. That is why we have the SAP logon groups are there here. Smlg is the transaction code. In the Smlg transaction code, there we can check the, all these things we can check it out. All these things we can check it out. How many users are connected to the each and every application server, each group. So all this information we can find out from the systems. Okay. So once you log into the system,
I I I made the changes. I lost the previous configuration. How do I get the default configuration back?
that you cannot get it now. You need to take the configuration. Okay. Then you need to go to the your previous what is your previous configurations. There you will get the default configurations and everything here. Here you will get the each application server, how many users are logged in, what is the response time. So what is the steps he is executing, all the information you will get. How many groups are there? Each and every group you will check it out. So maybe what you have to do here, in the previously you have, maybe in the previous entry you have that. So you've done the changes to the this one, right? Configurations, global configuration.
Yes.
Now go
Yes.
to this folder. So we see users, your username, app data, roaming. Maybe what is our username? You have to go to this folder. Let me share it. Because here you have the local configuration files are there here. So see, local configuration files are there here. So you need to map to this path, then you will get the all your previous setting. This is the local with respect to the your user only.
Got it.
The global for all who wants to connect to the global. Instead of configuring, suppose if the 1 or 2 entries, 3 entries, we can configure it. If hundreds are there, but every person has to configure the hundreds of entries, means it's very typical, right? So that's the reason SAP. So SAP so given this solution to all users. So just you no need to do everything. If one person is configured first time, then just share the XML file to that all the persons, so that all they will connect to this global XML file, so that all they will get all the entries.
Okay.
Okay. So any questions from anyone? So try to create the more groups in the SMLG. So try to connect through logon groups. Okay. So let's see. So this is the SMLG to create the groups. So just click on the create the more groups. So and you can observe it, the response time and everything here, how many users. But somehow here our display is not working properly. It's not showing. Maybe I need to change the theme, I guess. We can change the theme also, right? Everybody knows, like if you go to the here, so go to the visual design, theme settings. So whatever the change you want to do, that one you can change here. Suppose theme settings I am doing here, so that my theme is changing now. See here. See here, my theme is changing now. Enter my themes and everything will be changing now. See here, I got the different theme. So if you want to change the theme, you can change the theme. Right, my theme is changing now. So it's a different. It depends upon the thing. You can make it here. So if you want to go with the different themes, go to the options, visual design settings. So this is a signature theme. You can change. You can make it different themes. You can make it classic, crystal, blue. So hidden. Maybe if you want to change the font, so branding, so title bar you will get from here. So color, if you want to change the color settings, so it's every wish. If you want to whatever you want to change it, you can set it different wish. So Delight's theme, Quartz themes, this kind of themes. So whatever the theme you want to change it, you can change it. Suppose I want Delight with eye contrast white, black, something like that. You can change it, cancel it, open it. See here my theme now. It's very black. Oh my God. See here. So it depends which one you are interested. You can change that one. Okay. So which one you are interested, you can change to that theme. So it's like Belize is the good one. You can change it to this one. Close it. Open it. Always every time you need to close the login pad, you need to open it. Now my login pad is back to my previous changes, right? Like that you can create it. Okay, just to practice it, background jobs and connecting through groups and everything, so that tomorrow we'll go with the next one. So logon prod, SMLG is very important there. Okay.